going up. So I may be saying that a little too early. Don't know if actually the first part of my statement of let me set this on up actually gets caught. Which is going. Rumble is going. YouTube is going. You move to turn on the live chat windows. And that's all good. Give me one check my other computer. And looks like that's all good to go. So, let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age Mythology replay. So on the left side is the blue Poseidon. We got aces, the Count Von Count. Interesting. He counts Von Counts, I think. So on the right side is red Odin. We got Sorry. Probably not to the Canadian side. Because last thing you want to do is Maid to come here. Either way, we do have the Scout claim from Ghost. They are, of course, the Goat. When it comes to these major gods, of course, Poseidon's the cavalry and economic bonus. Militia spawn from buildings, cavalry and caravans, and Mythians all get increased speed. Particularly, I think that's useful for caravans, make you get more monies. Stable markets are cheaper. Markets have improved exchange rates and free naval scouts. His unique upgrade gives his cavalry a little bit of line of sight and a little bit of health gen. Nothing too crazy there. Of course, Odin is the Great Hall units, which may be good for counter cavalry. Looked like, but Great Hall is both heroes and cavalry, so both are cavalry sort of focus. Whereas gatherers hunt faster. Great Hall units generate more favor, a little bit healthy gen human units and heroes. And two rare scouts, not really Great Hall units there. More favors, nothing too crazy. And Hazmak here improves the Ulfsark by increasing the speed and bonus for myth units. So it's not really has to be cavalry, but he can be. Poseidon's definitely cavalry. But this thing is initial upgrades, not necessarily. So I suppose both these major gods can go either way. If you want to counter your opponent, who's probably going to go for cavalry, he can go for anti-cavalry immediately. When it comes to Poseidon, I'm more biased towards Ares as an age up. You get Pestilence, which is not as great as Gold Edition. We've changed it up. One of the few god pairs got nerfed from Gold. Cyclopes, which is decent frontline myth unit. Early high pass is nice versus the Norse who only deploys that infantry and cavalry. Phobos Spirit Panic is very useful for your Prodromos to help counter the cavalry, but also can be useful for hoplites. And of course, got some toxic increased damage, which is always very nice. But most likely, Poseidon's will go for Hermes, which can give the cavalry and increased damage and speed, which is very nice. And of course, free Pegasus Scout. He is going for Hermes. Odin could go either Freyja or Heimdall. Freyja does support more cavalry play for the Great Hall. You get Forest Fire, which is okay, better than Gold Editions at least. Valkyries, a decent mobile healer, cavalry, not necessarily cavalry, unit. Does increase cavalry speed and hit points, which is a good counterpart to speed and damage. And you get this, which improves your hero's hit points and enable the goatee early. Not too important, but Greeks do tend to go for some myth units. And of course we got Heimdall, who has an excellent god power of Undermine. And Hari is a good force multiplier, but his mythological upgrades are not that great. Sentry Tower and wall hit points, and faster research rate, which is nice, but not really useful. He is going for age up for Freyja. We got a Centaur here. When it comes to relics, at least on the map, we got Cherry Selby, we get a pair of golden lions, which I believe are not classified as myth units. Tau Sussets increase Sentry Towers get bonus damage from myth units. That's not really great, honestly. Little Claw Shao gives your human soldiers more pierce armor, including your heroes, which is very nice, which may double work on twice on the heroic myth unit, or heroes of the Herseer. Scaled of Echidna makes your myth units cost less except for favor, which is nice if you go heavy more myth units.
Yo.
First year's trying to engage, of course it is age 1, so its damage is horrible. Asia is almost complete. Now we got a Lady Horse versus Man Horse. Thesis is here as well. He is basically the anti-myth unit hero for Poseidon. Oh, looks like the Valkyrie's taking time to just heal up these units. Not bad. Heal up the villagers is very nice. Great Hall is being put on the field. It's a very fine hall. Thesis takes a bit of damage there. Dwarf taking quite a bit of damage there. Ulfsark engaging Thesis. Trying to heal up does save the dwarf. Thesis wasn't really on it all too well. The Ulfsark is slicing apart Thesis, and the Centaur is trying to run away with the Valkyrie. Has movement speed of what, 5.7 versus 6, so it is slower. We got Atlanta here, the fast hero. Fast foot hero. In this case, it doesn't really matter for the Greeks. All their heroes are classified as hero, not as infantry, nor cavalry, nor ranged. So Achilles is not a cavalry, even though Valentia is almost as fast as him. Forest Fire has been summoned. Way over here, torches down a house. Looks like Red's a bit of a home wrecker. Spotted out by the raven that's flapping around. The lumber camp, or the storehouse, is on fire. Raiding cavalry engaging Atlantia. Thesis has not been taken out, but starts to target Thesis since he is far easier to kill off there. Centaur is down to 23 health. One ball from the Hersier should take him out. Got a pair of Hippus here as well. Centaur is not great versus the Hersier, but since that fire attack safely from range, it's always a good idea to go for it. Hersier can still be healed up by the Valkyrie. Raiding cavalry pushing forward. Raiding Atlantia. Not Atlantis, but just Atlantia. And the Hippus there does get trapped. More Hippus in the build queue. It looks like the Hippus actually taking time killing off some of the zebra. Or at least that one in particular. Guess that one is particularly an asshole. Another Great Hall being set. She already has 2 Great Halls. Not building for any of them. Doesn't really need this Great Hall, honestly. Well, I can save some monies. We do now have the Lord of Horses being researched. Or at least queued on up, not actually being researched. Looks like Poseidon's low on favor. You don't have enough favor to from the Lord of Horses to research the Lord of Horses. Who would have thunk? Centaur and the Hippus are advancing way forward. The Centaur is basically knocked out. There's the raiding cavalry. Valkyrie falling back. Valkyrie trying to hit the Centaur. Looks like Poseidon just got the Echidna, which makes your myth units cheaper by 15%. Over here, got the raiding cavalry and some Hippus. We got medium Hippus, which is not really economical at this moment. Of course, too early to get out Prodromos. Raiding cavalry push way forward. Only a handful of Hippus there, trying to engage, save the villagers. Atlantia is also engaging. Villagers do manage to escape on out of there. Right now, blue has 28 villagers, red has 25. Got more raiding cavalry build queue, so got a lot of cavalry in the field. Poseidon could, could try aging up to get Prodromos for a good counter, but he's a little bit too low in resources for that. Odin has actually put it close to that, but still not great. First year's getting hit. Gatherers are gathering up some zebras. Centaur is still alive. This Hippus may win its stealth formation, so it doesn't slow down the formation. Does manage to speed up there. They use the formation to actually speed up forward. 0.5 health regen here versus 0.4 health regen. All equally not great. More rating cavalry now being employed in the build queue. When it comes to the next age up, let's take a look. You got Scotty or Njord. Njord does buy Walking Woods, cheap, free siege weapons, which is okay. Mounted Giant's okay as a siege weapon. It's not a great myth unit, but it's nice to have. You got Jarl Ringgiver, gives Jarls more hit points, so he's going to go for Great Hall units. This is probably a good way to go. Bonus damage for Smith units. Raiding cavalry get divine damage and gold bounty raids. Oh. Raiding cavalry's hitting some of these hippos. We do have medium rating cavalry versus medium hippos. We've got Aphrodite queued on up. Usually Dionysus is probably the better option for Poseidon for cavalry focus, but Aphrodite is very nice for villager stuff. Let's see. Over here, of course, we got Rhyme. We got the Arctic Wind, which is for the ships. Villagers gather food faster from farms by plus 25. A very nice upgrade there. Plus 10% from other sources, so very good mythological upgrade. Huntress Axe just makes your axeman better. Of course, you got Frost's stasis ability. Superior Charge queued on up. Looks like he's not researched that. We do have the Freysia counterpart already researched. Aphrodite not being researched. I really think he should get out some Padromos. Going for our breastplates. Very nice. Hippos in this card. There's a lot of rain cavalry on the field. Got 53 versus 81. Quite a bit more value for red as well. No watchtowers help out, let alone coronations. Hippos does find a small group of raiding cavalry there. The rest is raiding cavalry moving around. Houses covered in soot. Not from the volcano though. Greek forest fire. Probably from gender reveal party. I think that's how the last big one started. No wait, no. The Palisades fire was started by, I think it was an arsonist that did that one. Either way, Aphrodite does fight Curse, an excellent god of power, particularly versus cavalry. Nemean Lion, which is very nice. Villagers can move faster, build faster, and carry more. Very nice. Villagers generate more favor. Zeus double favor. And Nemean Lion's a pretty good crowd control myth unit, honestly. Like any good cat, or any cat, they just go up to their opposition, just scream at them. That's how the stun works. Spirit of Charge being researched, heavy cavalry. I really do think he needs Gauss and Padromos. Nemean Lion does move a 5.1. Maybe pull off the formation. Same for Thesis. Thesis needs to be pulled off the formation. Alantia can accompany the Nemean Lion. Cat screams at the horses. We got some Padromos on the build queue. Very nice. Perseers as well. These forces are going to get overwhelmed. These villagers may just want to evacuate over here. I think Poseidon's low in gold. Curse? I'm not sure where the curse actually was. Over here. Looks like there's a couple cavalry there. Prodromos engaging that raiding cavalry. The rest of the piggies will wee all the way to their new home. More Prodromos. Very good. Of course, Odin does not have access to Bragi, which gives access to Swinery to improve your Urdman to fight against cavalry, make your counter cavalry even better against them, which he simply does not have, like I said. Perseers and All-Star going to get stabbed from behind. Nemean Lion screams. More Prodromos push way forward. Good amount of raiding cavalry here. All of them getting some good health regen. Valkyrie still alive. Nemean Lion screams. Of course, Nemean Lion's scream gets much better when it gets upgraded. Right now it's just okay. It can be even better. More Prodromos push way forward. Though they've run into a house. Erdman there. Of course, it's Dark Age Erdman, not even a medium Erdman. Screams there, stuns the Erdman. And we do now have the Winged Messenger at Free Pegasus, or a Free Pegasus. Got more Hoplites, more High Pastus being queued on up. Right now, they're also Dark Age. And we've got Nero here for the Mountain Giant. And the Ring Giver. A Precious Giver, I should say. Dwarves trying to claim up the gold. Nemi Line stuns the Valkyrie. Of course, on the Nemi Line, got a couple picks there. Got a Atlantean mix on in. Good number of kills there. A good number of dwarves have gone down. Now the dwarves need a 6-foot grave. So they'll truly be in the element underground.
Take it.
Got the Mountain Giant there. Prodromo stabbing the barracks. Or longhouse. Housing starting to get hit. Got the cavalry trying to rotate around. Valkyrie may go down, but she's actually not getting hit. Nemi Line took some hits there. Heavy infantry now being researched by Red. This is going to go for some more infantry. That's a Raven there. I thought it was a house. Oh, over down here. Prodromos find some villagers. Looks like them Ulfsarks sacking a good number of villagers there.
Hetimos.
I say that's a pretty good raid, forcing the Ulfsarks. Your opponent spends a lot of resources there and loses the permanent collection. Villagers heading more down south. Got bit by some hyenas, some laughing doggos.
Hetimos.
Medium infantry has been researched to go for more hoplites and hypastus. Ulfsarks in good numbers. Heavy infantry, copper weapons. Oh, Walking Woodsman summoned. Does one the front line. They don't have great damage. 8 DPS versus these units. Not great. It's a bit more of an emergency thing. Walking Woods is definitely a cheap siege weapon. Nemi Line still in the mix. Valkyrie is still alive for now, but likely will go down this fight. Nemi Line takes some hits. Some of the Nemi Line has low hack armor, even though mythology-wise, he was actually known for a nearly impenetrable skin. Hercules had to strangle the thing. If I remember the mythology right, at least. High passes may want to turn around and start just generally engaging, but there's a good number of Ulfsarks here. Going for Atlantia and Hippolyta. Throwing Axemen being queued on up.
Legge.
Hippolyta now deployed in the field. Got the plow and the survival equipment. That survival equipment, can't speak. Oh, Birdie went down. Another Nemean Lion. When it comes to possible agent, could see Artemis or Hepatis. I think Hepatis would be better. Artemis gives you Chimera. Earthquake's an excellent god power. Chimera is a good frontline myth unit. Increased range soldier damage. And the other one, I'll worry about a little bit later. Ulfsarks being hit, trying to hit some of the villagers. We'll slice apart some villagers there. Another forest fire. Covers all these guys in soot. Nemean Line scream, stuns the formation. Storehouse storing nothing more. Does give you one militiaman. Villagers need to get inside the fortress. Hopefully boil oil's research for him. 46 for 32. Red needs to get more picks like that. But going back to this, heroes get bonus damage versus myth units, which is actually not too great. These guys are taking quite a bit of damage there, and they'll be picked off one at a time. As these units are backing off the corner. The other one is, of course, Hepatis. I think this would be the better choice for Poseidon. Get the Plentiful, which is a pretty good god power. Colossus, which is actually not deployed too often. This is the nice thing about it. Heavy Heratos makes your unique cavalry get plus 2% damage and bonus damage from myth unit. Since it does AoE damage, it's particularly effective, and armor attacks cost less. If you go for Artemis, go for the Earthquake. If you go for Hepatis, this is primarily what you're going for. Plentiful is just a nice little bit of extra stuff for Poseidon. For Odin, because see Balder or Tyre. Tyre gives access to Fimbulwinter, a common god power. Tyre's generally more common. Fenris Wolfroot, occasionally seen deploy packs of them. It has horde bonuses. Greenline gets a good scream there. Last of these walking woods we picked on off. They were pretty wounded. Number of throwing axemen here. Neeming line try to go down. Redstone loses force here. More throwing axemen. Think about the Hippus. More old Starks coming back. Hippolyta is going to get hacked apart. Taking out some more of those dwarves. Old Starks being engaged. Got some militiamen mixed on in there as well. And overall, both blue technically won the fight, but it's not exactly in a position to push any farther forward. For the rest of this, we also got for the Berserker game, gives the All-Starks some life steal, which is pretty nice. Scrolls get bonus damage versus buildings, which is not really that important, but also increase the damage by plus 20%. But if you go for Tyre, you're probably going for more of the All-Starks. Baldur provides Heroes of Ragnarok. The Fire Giant's probably one of the best myth units in the game, in my opinion. Just a very good backline myth unit that just puts solid damage out. The other upgrades here got Dwarven Augur, gets makes your batteries train faster, can make them more speed and more damage. It's okay. Most people don't go for battery rams. And you got Sons of Zephyr, makes your cavalry get bonus damage plus 20% damage and plus 1 damage versus ranged soldiers. So this is probably the option for Odin since he's been going for cavalry build. So Poseidon should still eye for the Bodromos. Neeming Lion pursuing those All-Starks. Does Scream locks on formation, but he's a little bit about number. Does he have the half mask upgrade, whatever it's called? Yeah, does have bonus damage versus myth units, so they do plus 50% damage versus myth units, which is very nice. Basically, allow them to overcome the armor. Triple Nemean Line, maybe one of the Nemean. We got the Aura of Road Thrust upgrade, turns the Nemean Reliance and Nemean Rexes, increasing the radius of the roar by 100%. But the thing is, well, that is more than just double radius. That's close to triple due to how surface area works. That is not the lockdown armies, to say the least. It doesn't improve durability, but it does give a nice little golden coat. Guess it goes from copper to bronze. Or brass. There's the golden lions. Screams down, locks down good number of units there. Got some Ulf Jarls, medium Jarls. Or high passes and top left free forward. Doing a good job of skipping the range upgrades or range armor upgrades because simply Norse doesn't get range damage. If your Norse opponent has range damage with large numbers, then you should start eyeing getting the upgrade. At most, get the copper shields just to help protect yourself from town centers, but other than that, don't really need it. Definitely should avoid iron shields against Norse. During axemen and all Jarls, blah. Padromos and Hippus push way forward, getting some damage to these forces. We got now the Divine Blood there, makes the villagers move faster, carry more, and build faster. Which does mean generates, collects fast as well, since there'd be less trips and certain resources, such as food, which it has a bit of farm and traverse time, because it's double stacked. It's actually makes it less impactful of losing the extra move speed, or time plus extra move speed. Less times when you drop off, faster times, reduced times dropping off, then increased move speed. It's a very good upgrade, don't get me wrong. It's hard to estimate though. These villagers probably get hit by the Jarls, which are now very fine Jarls. Great roar there, locks on the formation, and does stagger. I'm not sure if he did that, if it's smart enough to separate them, or that was his own micro. By the way, excellent work there. Got 2 stuns off. Cop or medium range, ballistics. High pass being picked on off, Padromos being pursued. Right now, blue has 99 military units field versus 71. And of course, nearly twice the amount of villagers. More walking woods there, which are cheap, free siege weapons. Very good. Very short tree. Trees are starting to eat the town center. Got some Padromos in response. They are fast cavalry, particularly with their spirited charge upgrade. Moving at a very nice 6.9 speed. And Thess is coming in and shanking the walking woods. Since that classifies myth units, he is going to rip them apart and get his veggies. Needed more fiber in his diet. Hippus engaging. Meme line's already going down. May as well per age up, the meme line gets faster, so next age will be up to like 5.4, right? Not as fast as cavalry, but still at least able to accompany them a little bit faster. We do have now more Ulf Jarls being deployed on the field, or Great Jarls. Donkey caravans here. Going for a small number right now before you complete deplete your gold is probably a good idea.
Yo.
Ulf Jarls move at 5.3. They're not exactly quick, so the Padromos will easily close the distance onto them. Brody goes down. And Red does go ahead and resign there. This Angrade saying, "Big watch him," and on to the next replay. Let's see. Good replay to start off the game with, or day with. That name seems familiar. Don't cast that one. The lower the rank, the harder the, I think, or the where people just don't know how to attack. They don't know how to read max while in combat, simple things like that. Keep an eye on Cornbread if I don't find any other decent games. This next one, that's quite a jump between the ones, so we'll do Cornbread. I do like cornbread. My mother makes really good cornbread. Couple tips about making cornbread. No, I'll put that in part of the replay. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age Mythology replay. Spawn on bottom right side is the red Kronos. We got R. William 2254. Spawn on top left side is the blue blue Kronos. We got cornbread. My mother makes good cornbread. Here's my mother's little secret trick of making good cornbread. She does two things. One, use cornmeal rather than whole kernels for cornbread. Two, once you get it pulled out the oven, perforate it with a fork, and then smother it in honey butter. Honey butter is basically a mixture of honey and butter. And once you perforate it, let it seep in, and voila, you got cornbread that's more close to dessert. Either way, when it comes to Kronos and a Kronos mirror matchup, they have the same assets, but maybe different gods, minor gods. Siege and Myth units can time shift buildings. Buildings are constructed faster near manor, so you get 2 free Myth units rather than 1. I wonder how that's going to work out this game. And Lost Siege and Myth units return 20% of their resources in rebate. When it comes to minor gods, you got Prometheus and Leto. Prometheus is more of the selection. Leto is more of my preferred choice. Prometheus provides a lot of valor god power, very good god power. Promethean, a early, cheap, bulky frontline unit. Not great, honestly, but it is cheap and bulky. Faster promotion time, not great. And you got Theft of Fire, which makes your citizens do their part 20% faster, which is actually really good. Leto, my preferred of the 2 minor gods. You get the Spider Layer god power, which is a very cheap way of killing off 3 human soldiers if properly placed. And let's be frank, the amount of favor you put into the recast, it goes like 3, 6, 9. Let's say at 9 favor, how often do you get spend 9 favor to kill off 3 human soldiers with 1 myth unit? Not great. In comparison, yeah, you could spam a Spider Layer and be very, very effective. Then, of course, you get more Pierce armor for your human soldiers, double up for heroes, which is very nice. And, of course, a little bit extra favor generation for your oracles. I think people sleeping on the Spider God power. Just don't sleep on the layers, because then you'll be grabbed and eaten. And it's also a little bit of nightmare fuel if you think about it. Because those are clearly wolf spiders, trapper spiders. When it comes to relics on this map, we got Text of Imhotep. Makes your buildings construct faster. It's Kronos, you don't really need that one. Oh, I wonder, does an Oracle interrupt Oracle in favor generation? No. Sorry, I had a stupid thought in my head and wonder if it was true. 9 collars increase the hack and pierce armor of fortress type building units. That's actually incredibly useful. We got the deconstruction god power on the temple. Blue's going for Prometheus. Red's also going for Prometheus. Arrows of Olafar gives your buildings more damage, 15%, which is nice. I'm supposed to go for the sun towers. Yep. And they're going with the same minor god. And I think somebody picked up a relic. Let's see, I have blue selected, which is Shannon's Whip. Yeah, better villager food collection upgrades.
Here, Joes.
Promethean has been researched. He's rebuilt a temple here. Red's Promethean's a little bit farther away. Blue's storing quite a bit of resources. I think he's going for a second town center. Got the Valor God power. Counter barracks. Maybe he's going for counter barracks in another town center. Red is consuming his resources, going for the economic upgrades. Deconstruction of the temple before Promethean gets researched. He knows his opponent has not fully aged up just yet, so this will allow his Prometheans a bit more free reign. to do 12 damage punches at a somewhat slow attack speed. Heroic Article. Aspect of the Relic. Valor's that one, so he's going double team. I don't think I've ever seen an Oracle versus an Oracle fight. Well, it doesn't go that well. Wait. If you zoom on berries, they have butterflies? Why have I never noticed this? Sorry, I've never noticed if you zoom on berries, they have butterflies on them. I never zoomed in on berries before. I've never noticed that. Sorry. I discover new things every day. Got some thermos here. Taking out the sentry tower. Doesn't have a sentry buster, I guess, but thermos would do. May see a Valor on this Marmello relatively soon. Promethean's push way forward. Promethean's gonna be punching the Promethean. Valor's the Terma, lose the Marmello. Promethean almost goes down. I want to zoom in on other resources when it's get a bit of upgrade completed. Okay, Promethean Offspring goes down. Let's see. No new effects here. Of all the things that they added in as butterflies, which is nice to see, but still, I'm just surprised they did that. Valor power as well on Terma, sniping some Prometheans. A lot of Promethean offspring. Got Terma here. Terma's of course a good counter to Terma. However, Termas do counter the Terma. Let's see. Monkeys. Do you do anything weird if you zoom in? No. You do admire the time-shifted manner. Probably using that to build the settlement faster. Valor power somewhere else again. Probably on Citizen to do their part. Time-shifting another manner. Does the time-shifting manners stack? Oh, got Valor power there. Or not Valor, mana upgrade. Oh, so the time shift aura does double stack. I did not know that. I just assume most aura effects don't stack. A lot of Valor, a lot of promotions. A lot of heroic citizens do their part. Has he gotten Fest of Fire yet? Some research there. Economic Guild. Yeah, it's got a research. I just can't remember which building. Was it? Did you research the town center? Doesn't say implied upgrades. Oh well. Another Valor power by Red. All the monkeys gone down. The problem is killing off all the monkeys. They start degrading immediately, so that's a lot of spoilage. Sends them falling back to the town center. Maybe time shift one of the watchtowers forward. Does cost some money to time shift watchtowers though. But seeing as mostly Termas, I think the watchtower should be pretty fine for that. Triple Town Center for Blue. Red only has the one so far. If Blue's able to put the pressure on offense best defense, even though his arm is smaller. By exerting more pressure on the map means he could be a bit more aggressive with expansion. Until it fails, and then you get overran. I got a watchtower being time shifted by Red, not by Blue. Counter barracks, counter barracks. Maybe he's going to time shift those forward. They are on the order on the far side of the map, so not sure. More Terma's got medium range. One Chariot Ballista, which is anti-infantry. His opponent has not deployed out any infantry so far this game. And Chariot Ballista are classified as range as well as siege weapon. So they will be countered by Termas who are anti-range. And if you ever thought about it, the relic reduces population size of siege weapons by 1 does affect Chariot Ballista. So if you see that relic and claim it, maybe eye for more Chariot Ballista in your game. These Termas took a bit of damage there. Marmellos, decent number there. Maybe Argus Archers will be countered by the Termas. Guess he needs to go for his own Marmellos. Chariot Ballista will also be countered by the Termas. Yeah, I think Blue needs to get out his own Marmellos. Can't go for Contineris as an age 3 unit. Maybe more Promethean. Red's going for another Promethean and also going for the Anvil Clay. He does have a bit of favor, so going for a round of Promethean may help him out. When it comes to next age up, got Hyperion and Rhea. I'm more biased towards Rhea because I like stacking armor, get more hack armor, refunds all your favor costs, and early fanatics. Early fanatics is always quite fun. I think Rhea does better for Gaia, so she also have early economic upgrade, so you can get early fanatics go along with it. Hyperion, that's a lot of heroic fight. Red's push way forward. Red's just charging. Terma's got a lot of free damage there, but now sort of idled there and receiving a lot of damage. Good number of Prometheans. Just need Bob to help fight them. And we've got Heroic Citizens do their part. But the Heroic Citizens is getting punched really hard. And Blue's army is starting to disintegrate a little bit too much. He constructs the counter barracks there. Oracles are a little bit all bunched up, not providing good favor. More Termas advancing by Blue. Blue's actually aging up the Hyperion. Probably a bad time to age up when you put out an army this large. Citizens getting inside of the town center. A number of Blue citizens are going down to military population. Satyrs would be very nice. The 2 free Satyrs. Going for a couple more Termas. And now the Cavalry Peltas, the counter cavalry unit wouldn't be half bad. Will resist the bonus damage from the Termas and then able to perhaps we get horrified to deal with all the myth units. Trying to keep the Sounds alive, he's trying to get Hyperion complete, that's why he's spending time repairing in combat. Terminals push way forward. Hyperion is complete. Need the Satyrs engaged. Chaos, Termas, do bonus damage for his Termas. Citizens need to get inside the town center. A couple more heroic Termas over here. Blue seeing some loss there. He does have triple town center, one has doubles, so Blue can recover the lost citizens. One Satyrs took a bit of damage there. Number of heroic Termas there. Looks like the town center will be going on down. Going for Contineris, that's definitely a good call. Medium Contineris now blown in the field. Got some Peltas, counter cavalry units being mixed on in for red, very good. Maybe time shift the temple over here. He has a bit of favor, so going for more satyrs wouldn't be half bad in my opinion. Or for a number of Argus archers. Fanatics may be a little bit tall order since he doesn't have a palace. Rhinoceros being obtained. Another water tower here by red. Does follow that Contineris. I always keep to say their name wrong. Contarius? I have no idea. I can't pronounce anything. Red has obtained this Rhinoceros. A handful of these units being cleaned up now. A couple units over here as well. Red may spread out towards a little bit too wide. Blue may has aged up, but have not been able to make use of the age up advantages, such as the medium units. He could keep his favor high in case of he wants to go for another Chaos God power. He's spending his favor on something though, but I don't see myth units yet, so they got a palace here. Fanatics should be particularly useful right now, counter infantry and counter cavalry. They also have a very fast train of like 7 seconds. Red's now going. No wait, he can't get fanatics as an age 4 unit. He has not gone for Rhea. Never mind. He could go for destroyers, which will greatly resist the Turmas, but we'll have trouble versus everything else. Valor by both players. Over here, do you have Contineris engaging? And we actually are seeing destroyers. He actually is going for a heroic renewal, giving heroes increased hit points and health regen. And Sons of Suns, heroic fights all his oracles, which he is currently 3 on the field. One's already a hero. And Kronos is also eyeing for Hyperion, so both players are also going the same minor god, so still truly a mirror matchup. Got temporal forms not being built on the field. How spooky. Large number of dead monkeys. Spoilage still in effect. Right now, red is maxed out on civilian population, so red has a pretty good advantage there. Don't think I've seen any heavy upgrades by. Oh, nope, that's Dark Age Marmello, not Heavy Marmello. So yep, blue has not been able to take advantage of any of the Heroic Age aspects until these mythological improvements.
Scopus?
Huh. Destroyers without any, not even heavy. These Dark Age destroyers are pretty bare, as expected. Hyperion being age researched. Number of idle villagers here. Some of these villagers did go down there. Manor time shift over here to help improve this construction rate. Copper upgrades, ballistics, heavy horsemen. Definitely fat shaming. Rhinoceros being obtained. Couple Cantarius there. More copper upgrades over here this time. Got some oracles as well. And we got a large number of oracles being pulled up by blue as well. Going heavy in the favor production. Going to get all 10 of his oracles deployed in the field. Definitely should have gone for late to improve the favor generation even further. We'll see cancel the last two oracles there. Go for heavy range, ballistics, and copper breastplate. Sons and Sons. Nope, Sons and Sons looks like got canceled over here. Time shifting the market over here.
Blue red.
Oh, Chaos God Power in return. No favor here for another Chaos God Power. Palace can be deconstructed. We got Age up here to Atlas, which improves Destroyer's Pierce Armor to a stupidly high degree. More Conteneros being pulled out over here. Medium Conteneros. 2 Free Staters firing away. And this is where Hyperion is being researched, so this could be interrupted. Another Valor Power up here. Blue's army got disintegrated. Conteneros come for a flank, trying to take out these satyrs. A couple of those Cantarius is being our heroic. Townsend takes some damage here. Also going down pretty quickly. Another Valor Power. Chaos is almost available for blue. He may need to go for Chaos. Deconstructs the palace there, which consumes some of that favor. Townsend no longer under siege, going for some of the citizens up here. More Mermello, more Conteneros here. Blue has a good amount of wood and gold to go for some Argus archers. They're at least heavy. Or if he gets good enough cavalry of his own, so Calpeltis wouldn't be half bad. Llama caravans and build queue for blue, but the market is a little bit exposed. There's Age up to 2 Argus and now over here. Azek's Implosion, he may need to pop Implosion over here. These villages can get inside the manors. Does not though. Mining shaft, irrigation being researched, or flow control. Shaft mine, close enough. Another Hyperion here, so both players eyeing the same minor gods. Truly a mere matchup. A large number of counter barracks and military barracks being salvaged. Got Parapalace here. Some fanatics. They're quite fanatical. Red's obtaining this town center as well. Down south we do have the heroic destroyers destroying some of these structures.
UG.
And now they have Sim 6 Pierce armor. When they get the Devotee of Atlas research, increasing the Pierce armor even further. They can, I think, get like up to 90% in total after all their upgrades. Citizens starting to go on down here. Village trying to repair up the town center. Big round of heroics.
Scopus.
He does have heroic renewal, so he has that aspect enabled.
Scopus. UG.
Another Chaos Slayer power by blue. Fanatics gains good damage done, though the rest of these forces are falling back or forward. The Mellows and Fanatics engaging all these forces, gains good damage. There's 2 free Argus. I'm not sure where blue's free Argus may have went. And it looks like these heroic memorials will take out these Argus, no problem. So forward over here, hitting reinforcements over here. Got some destroyers going straight to the town center. Various red forces everywhere. Taking out the town center. Another Promethean up there. You got these reinforcements. Blue's reinforcements still streaming on in over here. Also counter cavalry units there. Red right now is just going for more mills and as well as some more fanatics. Oh, we do now have an implosion over here. Blue has not gone for his implosion. Don't know if any of those citizens actually went down. Good amount of damage on everything though. Red's pushing forward more forces over here. Blue right now has an army size of 18%, army size of 115. And right now it's just running low on gold. Champion Horseman, heavy range being researched by Red. More medals and fanatics being deployed up by Blue. Does use Valor right there as once again. Or promotion, 1 and 2. And it looks like Blue does resign there. It's angry, I'd say thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. But before I get started on the next replay, I'm going to use the restroom. Please give me a moment. Yes, I'm back. Let's got myself an energy drink. Getting hit by my afternoon crash. I'm just not being at work. Let's see now. Any of these names seem familiar. Start going from the top. Way too low. Actually, that's a decently ranked one. Let's do that one. It's a water map as well. I don't think I really cast a 100 water. Greetings everyone, and right here for another Age Mythology replay. So on the bottom right side is the blue Poseidon got Great Wind 2001. Well, on top left side as the red Poseidon. What did I say? Freyer? I meant Poseidon. We have Great Wind 2001. Wait, did I just say the same name twice? I am completely melted right now. So on the bottom right side as the blue Fraser, we got Perdo Name Bureau. Man, I'm really butchering up these names. Okay, so this map's not a water map. Though I think you can pull out ships. There's fishing boat deposits here. Number of monkeys here. So this is Third dock in the field. So this is a hybrid map. Though in real life, you would not be running that fast if you're on water. Or in water, not on water. So this is a hybrid map. I have no idea how effective ships are versus landing this, like this, excuse me, in this situation. Guess we'll find out soon enough. So let's keep an eye on naval stuff. Poseidon does get a free scout on water, which could be very nice. Excuse me. I'm getting hiccups right now. Freyr off is the technology and defense god. Offers a reduction in technology cost per 50%, but takes longer to research. Hill forts and hill forts units get plus times damage. Repairs are free. And of course, this unique upgrade improves all units' hit points by 10%, but it's expensive, but gets reduced per upgrade. Poseidon, of course, is cavalry economics. Also, maybe also references a lot of naval stuff. Cavalry caravans and myth units are faster per age, which may be useful as Skyla. Dionysus is Chthonic rights could be a little bit more useful here. Disable markers are cheaper, markers are improved, free hippocampus respawns at the first dock, which a free scout's always very nice as well. Lord of Horses improves your cavalry's line of sight and hit points, or health regen. Who's going for some fishing boats? Has Red Wild dock? Yes, he has. There are, of course, a number of fishing deposits close on by. Gotta look at the, if you look at the mini map, you gotta look at these lighter dots. Let's see. Yeah, that's as large as you can make the mini map. Not sure how it is to be viewing from Jarl's perspective. Temple here. When it comes to age ups, you got Freyr and Olar. Olar is generally the more common selection because Asgard Bastion is a free hill fort. It's very nice. Stronger are okay. They're more reliant on their mythological upgrade being decent. Servants of Glory makes your longhouse units move faster. This Ring of Oath makes your Asgard Bastion cheaper to redeploy, which is very nice. And here, a Galadir is access to earlier portable batteries, which can be very nice. And against naval ships, that could be particularly effective. Freyjub offers a forest fire, which may be less effective here, though would deny wood deposits. Valkyries are very nice. It gives you access to more cavalry and hit points, or speed and hit points. And earlier heroes as well. Early Godi for ranged hero. For Poseidon, yep, we got fishing boats moving around here. Oh, that's why I can't select as god. He's going for Hermes. Hermes does provide access to Centaur. Civilian lore makes your cavalry move faster and deal more damage, including your Centaur. No, that's Spirited Charge. Winged Messenger gives you free Pegasus, can go great for the free Hippocamps, get 2 free scouts. Civilian lore is an upgrade for the Centaur. There we go, perfect spot for a dock, right in the middle of the water. Green pheasants. I wonder if there's any colored pheasants. Got some monkeys here. How effective are airships against land units? Not to mention any other ship. I'm just wondering how this will change the mathematics. Looks like blue only found 4 doggies, while red has found 10 of these doggies. Gotta keep those doggies rolling. You have Olar being queued up. Free Asgard and Bastion is always very nice, particularly help protect his fishing boats. Wait, can fishing boats garrison inside of hill forts if they are on water? Let's see. Can't garrison inside of that watchtower, so they may not be able to garrison inside of hill forts. Sorry. I just had a stupid thought in my mind. Fishing boats are vulnerable to melee damage and range damage, and they're also really vulnerable to crush damage. So portable, the early batting rams actually could be very nice, harassing your fishing boats by beating it with, by carrying a stick out there and beating it with it. Perseer is taking out the Centaur, no problem. Fishbowl does escape on it. And the docks and range defense only can target ships, so it can't protect itself from ground units. This matchup can be very weird, can't it? Probably I to get the Asgard Bastion to actually near the stock or near the town center would be very nice to help protect the resources down behind it as well. More Herseer's got all Sark mix on in as well. As Herseer's down to 2 health, and he has no way of healing it. We need the next age Feast of Renown to heal it up, which is with the Ager Minor God, if I remember correctly. Do you have some Erdman now being pulled in the field? How effective are hammer ships against cavalry? Oh, they've got a hammer ship here. Let's see. It has 30% hack armor, it's vulnerable to range, very low range armor, has 320 health, costs 150. For its stats, it's not too bad. I think ships are the better combat units in this situation. Got a Juggernaut here, which is vulnerable to melee damage, so his Erdman will be effective for stat, I think. Hammer ship going on in. Perseus and Ulsark advancing. Pursuing the ship. Hammer ship advancing. Hammer ship does go down. More hammer ships on the build queue. Okay, we've got more siege ships over here. Fishing boats push away forward. That may have been a misclick. Got another siege ship here. Remember, Erdman works just as well as hammers, I think. Draugr, number here says so Draugur's not going to be great. More hammer ships being summoned. There's Hippocampus. Hammer ships do move at 7, so they're effectively a cavalry unit on this map. I didn't realize how fast they move. And short answer, very fast. There's a free siege ship there. It's hammer time. As for the Bastion being summoned, I have no idea where. Very reserve. Arrow ship being summoned. Let's see. 16 DPS is not bad. 450 resources. Blue is now aiding up the Ager. I guess a Frost God Power can be summoned on the water. Does it? What naval upgrades does the Ager provide? Some cracking near enemy ships that your dragon ships are attacking. So whenever your dragon ships deal 5 damage, you get 1 free Kraken. Dragon ships. Is that the... What ship is that again? Kraken. Dragon ship is the siege ship. Got it. So definitely should go heavy in siege ships just so we can get our free Krakens. Remember as well, these triremes have low crush armor, so you can use portable battering rams to take them out. Hammer ships firing away. Does not have a favor reduction upgrade here, but maybe good idea to go for more Krakens and just go for a large number of Krakens. They are myth units. Aphrodite being queued on up. Wait, Aphrodite has access to the Argo. Are we actually going to see the Argo being used this game? I don't think I've ever seen the Argo deployed out in this game in multiplayer yet. Number of Dark Age hoplites here. If his opponent goes for a heavy number of Krakens, I would. Heavy warships being researched. Looks like number of deer get impaled. Spotted deer. Yes, I have spotted these deer in the water. Why they're there, I'm not sure. Throwing Axeman has range damage, melee damage, so it will be somewhat effective versus Juggernauts. Got Krakens here. The free Krakens over here. Need to get it forward. After I still been queued up, got medium infantry. Going for some Hippus. Watchtower under siege. These guys have 20 range, Watchtowers of 18, so the siege ships are good outranging defenses, who usually does do good damage versus ships. Here comes Tempest. Dylan Brassetti summoned on it's H3 Dylan Brassetti. Kraken's sending some of these ships to the bottom of the sea. I don't think we've got the Kraken upgrade on these guys just yet. We're worried about after this fight. They are actually not actually firing. Oh, Ceasefire got summoned. I didn't even hear that. Nope. Needs to get that research going. Do have Heroic Fleet. The god makes of your airships better. Finally gets myth units. These are... Has that always been the game? I have no idea. Cavalry got thrown by the Kraken. Dylan Brassetti does go down. More Krakens being summoned. So we got some of these ships there, the Krakens. There's a rock giant as well. Yeah, that's just an upgrade you can get. I forgot about that one. That's how much I know about water fights. Because it's an upgrade I've never seen research either, since most times hybrid maps usually it's just one-sided. Even the heavy ship upgrade doesn't get researched. Huskarls not being researched with our counter range units. Don't think they will do bonus damage versus ships. Beam throwing Axeman straight forward. Rock Giant does get a nice little taunt there. More throwing Axeman. Rock Giant has gone down. Well, at least the Huskarls have good range armor to resist the airships, as will the sea ships. Aphrodite still queued on up, but Poseidon just simply does not have enough food to age on up. Got some more Erdman and more heavy dragon ships. Got the better fishing upgrade. Owls is out at sea. A little bit flooded. Hippa is taking on some of the siege ships since they have low melee armor. Any sort of melee troops will be effective against them. Uskarl shanking the siege ships. Uskarl is definitely good versus siege ships, as well as arrow ships. Aphrodite now being queued on up, which will give her give Poseidon access to Skylas. He has 17 favor at the moment, not too great. Another rock giant to go on the field. A lot of rock giants. I think the Krakens be better. But rock giants are pretty beefy. Huskarls actually seem pretty good as well. Most of Erdens, this one's going to have a good number of cavalry. Huskarl took so much damage there. More rock giants by Freyr. And Aphrodite should get that Argo research as soon as possible. Piece of renown being researched. We got the Argo actually being summoned. Heavy cavalry by Poseidon. Long houses, live at waterlogged. Got Skyla here, and Nemean Lion. I could have sworn if we're going to see Cathonica. I suppose Aphrodite providing the Argo is going to be very nice, particularly against all the rock giants. Somehow the Argo is going to be useful against the rock giants. What are the Argo's stats again? The Argo just got summoned. That's actually pretty good stats, even without being a hero meant for anti-myth units. Yeah, the Argo is a pretty good flagship, actually. 16 range. A little bit far than the Heavy Chariot. Far better stats. But yeah, the Argo should be a pretty good sniper of rock giants, of all things. Hippolyta, Heptus execute on up, Divine Blood as well. Yeah, has not reached grasp of range just yet. Pegasus does get shot on down. The Argo also has good armor. No, that's a Skyla. Yeah, low siege armor and melee armor. So it's actually a little bit lacking in armor department. Skyla does get taunted there. The Argo needs to focus down those rock giants. Beam Line screams like any other cat would do against opposing ships. Rock Giant and various other things flanking in the ships. Argo's hitting the Rock Giant there. Skyla's not 2 heads. Skyla's not 3 heads. Skyla's barely alive. Skyla does go down. Looks like the piggy's over here. Mimi Lion screams at a Jarl. And we've got another Skyla here, but Skyla's not doing all too well, getting hammered by these ships. And the Argo being redeployed. 200 wood, 4 favor. That's not too bad of resources. Hypasus in large numbers being queued on up. Looks like Red is starting to lose the fight. More dragon ships being summoned. Villager charges way forward to her death. There as well, there's a good number of barracks, which means a good number of militia can pop out when it goes down. And it's all cavalry. Militia are counter cavalry. I suppose the number of Erdmen there, but that'll be equal against each other. Good number of high pass being queued on up by Poseidon. These heroes do have low melee armor, so hammer ships wouldn't be happening against them. Same thing against the siege ships. Piece of renown there, gives a good frontline health regen. I mentioned these Erdmen are actually pretty wounded. High passes before 4 and 2 Jarls. It's not great for the high pass this. Another rock giant. Got granite giants being queued on up. Another Skyla back here. Trireme taking some hits. More of the high passes being deployed on the field. Blue looks like it's getting better and better grasp in the game. And you gotta watch our upgrade. I do now have Vidar being queued on up. Oop, got the upgrade in the for the ships. Hit pass and high passes before. Got the Skyline hammer ships as well. Argos probably should be redeploying the field, and we're finally going to see the Grass of Rain. I'm assuming the damage counter starts from the beginning. If not, there could be 3 Krakens get deployed in the field. If it doesn't, if it starts, it should start as counter once it gets done researching. If it starts it before it starts done researching, then it'd be a big round of Krakens. Just keep an eye on it. Blue right now has 180 population. Nice guy on the build queue, and Poseidon's going for Hepatus. And a good number of Prodromos. Oh, down south we do have villagers. Not sure what they were doing. See a bunch of red dots here. Oh, those must be just carcasses. Not sure what those villagers are doing. They were probably collecting up gold maybe there. Yep, no big wave of Kraken, so the counter should start now. Skyla engaging. Its stats are more geared to fight naval units, so against these not naval units, it should be pretty effective. Plus, Red has a good army here. Fortified town center. Got a waterlogged temple there, which seems pretty befitting for Poseidon. Argos being redeployed in the field. Over here, got these forces. Fafnir firing away, literally. Nice bit of taunting here. Skyla hitting the rock giant. Skyla's getting pretty close to. Yep, it has 3 heads now. Gold ships now pulled in the field. All Sarks looks like popped out from those villagers.
Skip.
Argo needs to hit the Fafnir, among everything else. We do now have plenty of opening some Twilight Guards being researched. There's the Inferno Wolf. Explodes back there, gets some damage. Champion upgrades for red. The Argos is on fire. Fafnir is still staying alive. Gains a good amount of damage done. Skyla's getting some heads. The Skyla's almost down. Oh, got the crab there, which magically explodes upon death. There's Skyla over here getting some heads, but does go down there. Argos goes down. Polyphemus and Cyclops forward. Another Skyla goes down. Militia along the flank. Red will stabilize. Blue's reinforced push forward. Got a large number of Goaty here, which would be good versus these Skyla. Dark Age range units still in the field. We do now have the Silent Resolve being queued on up, as well as Frager's Gift. Polyphemus does go down.
Skip.
Copper Shields now being researched by Blue. Jarls are a champion. Champion Padromo's being queued on up as well. Besides, could probably think it's some Herataros on the field. It is a unique cavalry unit. More Padromos, another Argos, another Skyla, got another Kuranos. Arkinos, I have no idea how to pronounce it.
Skip.
It does provide decent damage. It's just a bulky myth unit that explodes. It's not great. Polyphemus here, Padromos as well. Goaty and throwing action hitting the Argos. Bronze upgrades on the way for Poseidon. He has a pretty good amount of stockpile resources, but simply not queuing up anything. Or for a decent amount of favor, maybe trying to go for a Titan Gate? I don't know what Poseidon's doing, but looks like he's trying to go for a Titan Gate. Holding Bannerams takes out the town center. Queuing up Hippus, Padromos. Skyla in the corner. Skyla taking some damage there. Countdown is complete. All spotting fees are now getting some excellent health regen there. Polyphemus now engaging, but he has the anti-hero effect, so he does have all of his human soldiers get additional bonus damage versus heroes, 20%. So Polyphemus taking quite a bit of extra damage here. Not looking good for red, that's for sure. Palace does go down. And some of Red's outlying structures are starting to get picked on off. That's the Plenty Vault over here, along with some forces. We can start going towards the Plenty Vault, try to claim it. Good amount of health there from the Feast of Renown. Hippocampus is deleted right in front of him. Skylar's wounded, trying to persuade forward. There's a number of Goaty in the region though. Ceasefire there. And booming some forward production right here. Hill Fort. Of course, the Hill Fort's production is being slowed by the ceasefire. I think he's trying to go with some portable battery rams. Could always go for some ballista. Inside the hill fort there a little bit on the far side. This also does provide Feast for Renown, provides a good health regen. Hippocampus summoned and immediately gets picked off there. Red has a decent defense here. Red has quite a bit of wood and gold. Probably a good idea to go for some ships to provide some fire support. Arrow ship potentially. Airships have good range or melee armor, so they should resist throwing axeman damage quite nicely. More Erdman being summoned out by Freyr. Inside the hill fort there, some of the units are left to dry though. Portable battery ram hitting the not so portable dock. Blue slowly getting advantage in the game. Red is still trying to build some units. Got 134 units versus 11. You know, portable battery rams being brought in. They're quite portable. Local doggo gets picked off. Japanese wolf. And I don't think I see any way for Poseidon to get back in this game. We've also got some units coming over here. Some old stars taking out some villagers. And now this Plenty Vault could be seized by blue. Yeah, this game just seems over to me. That has a good stockpile of resources, just needs more food. Too many villagers on wood collection, so may want to tone that down. And has kind of Plenty Vault for himself. Since I think this game's still going to be over, I was going to say I'm going to fast forward, but Red has resigned. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Have time for one more replay tonight. Let's see now. Any of these names seem familiar? Nope. So we'll just start viewing from the top. One sneeze. My apologies. Oops. Could do that one. Wait, that name seemed familiar. Yeah, let's do that one. Not very long, but hopefully it's a decent game. By the way, it's probably going to be the last replay for tonight. Odin Mirror. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age Mythology replay. Spawn top left side as the blue Odin, we got Boris. Spawn bottom right side as the red Odin, we got Dopi1, or D0P1. Don't look down here, look up here, that's a 0. Comes the major god Odin. Great Hall units, dwarves and gatherers hunt faster. Great Hall units generate favor faster. Human soldiers and heroes, you get a little bit of health regen and 2 free Raven Scouts. And for his unique upgrade, which I'm having trouble, there we go, which provides Berserk's increased speed and bonus damage for Smith units. For the minor gods, we could see Heimdall, a good force multiplier. He has an excellent god power of Undermine. And Hari is a good force multiplier myth unit, and his upgrades are not that great. Walls and Sentry Tower hit points, and of course got faster research rate. Versus Freyja, Forest Fire is a decent god power, not as great as Undermine. Valkyrie is a decent myth unit, mobile healer. And of course you get Thundering Hooves and Sismer, I don't know how to pronounce that. We're probably going to say double Freyja. That's likely the selection. Up here for relics, got Nose of Sphinx, makes your buildings have 50% more hit points. Not great, honestly. Down south, got Ogre Bitten Helm, gives heroes increased hit points by 10%. Pandora's Box, I highly recommend you open it. Makes your myth units cost 50% less favor, very fun. And Heavenly Jeweled Spear, makes your Erdman have increased range, which is very nice. Since the early eco phase, I'm just going to fast forward. It looks like red is gone for Great Hunt. Blue has held on to his Great Hunt. Trying to eye for our even greater hunt. I mean, this looks like the hyenas and baboons got pretty close by each other. It looks like both these giraffe deposits were spawned pretty close as well. Or maybe that's one. Either way, this is probably a great target for the very fine hunt. Freyja now being queued on up, and we got Freyja now being queued on up. Berserker being deployed out in the field to probably grab some relics. Fresh Valkyrie now deployed on the field, pushing her way forward. Which could be engaged by the Herseers and Valkyrie. Herseer right here, ready to intercept the Valkyrie, which stabs the Ox Cart. Forest Fire there by red. Blue second time to heal, healed the wrong target. Get some good hits on this Valkyrie. It's time to stab the Longhouse. Trying to save the longhouse by rebuilding it quickly. It does actually fully built there. And still take damage from the forest fire. The Berserk may want to repair it. Has 25 health remaining. Blue's going for some Erdman. Got a Raiding Cavalry Valkyrie here by red. Some walls going on up, but there's a big opening there. So this Raiding Cavalry does take some hits there from her Seers. Red is trying to move around. Villager's collecting up some berries there. Getting some damage on those forces. Watchtower here, nor Sentry Tower. It has not been upgraded to watchtowers. Valkyrie here is covered in soot. The Raiding Cavalry are getting quite wounded. And Red's starting to fall back now. Do you have the Raven flapping about though? Got these Raiding Cavalry push way forward. Blue's Valkyrie and Raiding Cavalry could be picked on off. The Raiding Cavalry looks like it's trapped there. Does go down there. Raiding Cavalry moving around, building more of these walls there. This area is fully walled off. And the elephants sort of get hunted. Could use Great Hunt over here. One delicious elephant now being obtained. That one villager did took a number of hits there. Looks like Red is taking time to kill off the giraffes, which will deny their Great Hunt. I wonder if you realize this one has not gone for Great Hunt just yet. That could be a great way to counter Great Hunt. Murder all the animals. After all, giraffes like peacocks. They got the long neck, not for survival reasons, but as a show-off thing, like peacock feathers. More dwarves being pulled in the field by red. Blue's going for gatherers. Thundering Hooves queued on up for red as well. Well, blue is going for medium infantry. Looks like blue's Valkyrie is going to get ripped apart, fully surrounded. Forest fire there by red, taking a good amount of damage there. Now all those units are covered in soot. He does have a little bit of health regen, as those two Valkyries here for healing, but here comes Erdman. The gate has some health to work with. Red is taking a lot of damage there. Does manage to squeeze on out of there. Red may just want to fall back, get some healing going, let the Valkyries do the work. Blue's going for more Raiding Cavalry now, going for a very fine haul. Blue has two Valkyries at the moment. They'll just get inside the watchtower or sentry tower. Another Raiding Cavalry joins the mix. Chickens are going down. These gatherers doing some work, turning chicken into chicken.
Skipan.
Those Valkyries could heal the formation. That little bit of health regen is really adding up because so many things are wounded there. Throwing Axemen could be hit here. Though only one of those actually throwing Axemen, 7 of them are actually Erdmen. Blue's taking some hits there. Does may save those units there. Not too many military units actually have gone down this game. They've been doing a good job keeping their units alive. Blacksmith built by somebody. We do have now the gate being under damage. We do have triple gates here. Gates do actually have less health than walls by 100. Less, or same armor, I believe. 1595, 1595. We have now Scotty now being deployed on the field. Which of course give access to Frost and the Winter Axe as Winter off Harvest. Winter Harvest is an excellent upgrade, give you plus 20% farming rate and not to mention plus 10% gathering rate for all other food resources. Winter Axe is nice, especially in Norse matchups, since you use Throwing Axe to counter most of, or nearly the entirety of the ground army of Norse, or the foot army. Some of those villagers did get hit. Raiding cavalry still backing off, still covered in soot. Got some Throwing Axemen here. Dark Age Axemen though. Raiding cavalry and moving to engage it. Got good number of forces here trying to pursue these guys. Gonna hit these villagers next. Those forces do fall back. These ones are being pursued. Raiding cavalry moving around, take some damage. And red will manage to get on out of there. Red's making its way down south. Red is obtaining some drafts. Blue still has Great Hunt. Well, at least Great Hunt will spawn something regardless if there's not any targets, so saving it is not great, but it's a possibility. There's a gate here to help out Red escape off handfuls of units. Blue overall has an army of 78 versus an army of 52. This swapping research giving Valkyrie 50% more damage and better healing rate. They go from 21 to approximately 30. Right now Odin's, let's see, the 113, that seems higher than what it usually is. I guess we're both 113. Probably my memory's just not that great. Scotty now being researched by Red. Red's aging up. They have similar villager numbers at the moment as well. Got the medium cavalry other research now on the way for Red. May want to get the other research going. Heavy research to get a nice timing attack. Who's going for more shield maiden Valkyries? Looks like Red has already gone for shield maiden Valkyries. And Blue's going for Scotty as well. Frost has been summoned by Red, locking down Blue's army, allowing him to get some more bypassed it. So some of these throwing axemen are getting distracted. But these forces being pursued, trying to go on the other side of these gates. Blue's not started up his age up just yet. We do have heavy throwing axemen, and only medium cavalry at the moment. Frost has almost subsided, the first frost. Breaking on out of here, trying to go over his own walls here as well, trying to trap these guys here. Raiding cavalry those dwarves, very nice. I think Red should pull back these forces. Red's walls haven't hardly even been started. Red's force over there would be doing just fine. Red's force over here could get overwhelmed. Got good number of Erdman. And use this gate to escape. No, the gate's actually not there anymore. There's just 2 turrets. Connector pieces, whatever you want to call that. We now have the Ha Mosque now being queued on up by Blue.
Skip.
And we X-Men backing on off. Good number of Erdman and Herseers here.
Yo.
Red's backing on off right here. More of these swinging X-Men getting hit. The X-Men getting some good damage on those forces. Up north, got the cavalry and Valkyries moving forward. Or backwards, one in 2 directions. We got the good number of dwarves and gathers could be hit next. There's still that opening there. Frost Shrine does freeze one of those units down. Got more all Sarks being queued on up. Raiding cavalry moving around. Still being hit by Blue's raiding cavalry. Blue's gone for another farms here. It looks like some of these farms are a little bit too far out. I think this ox cart may have been pushed all that way. Armory now being salvaged by Blue. No upgrades just yet. Well, Red has gotten no upgrades either. Scotty's still not been researched, very far away, so Red does have nice tech advantage. Though still a medium cavalry, raiding cavalry at the moment. He is at max up population cap, so you could start eyeing for heavy cavalry. Maybe he's not trying to go over anymore, just trying to use up what he has, which would make sense. Valkyries and raiding cavalry does fall back. Actually does have heavy raiding cavalry. He must have just researched and I wasn't paying attention. Bit of healing there, and Blue does resign. This Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching," and on to the next replay. As mentioned beforehand, that shall be my last replay tonight. My voice is starting to go out. This Angrade saying, "Thank you for watching. Have a good evening."